look to College Station, where Auburn freshman quarterback Bo Nix will be making his first true road trip of this season. For the 8th-ranked Tigers, they head on the road to take on the 12th man. It'll be a tough matchup for the youngster, as he will have to deal with all the raucousness down in College Station. We know what a daunting venue that can be to play in. So, Todd McShay, let's start with you. What does the young quarterback have to do well in his first true road game?
I think, first of all, as a coordinator and coach, you've got to get him into a rhythm early. Make some easy throws. It's a cliche, but I also think he's going to have to use his feet. People have, you watch him the first couple of weeks and see him throwing the football. He's a good athlete, and he's got mobility, and I think it's going to be important in this environment to get him some hits early on, Pollack. Get him in a situation where he's kind of feeling it and taking that whole crowd out of it. But I'm interested, just like everybody else. This young man's got so much talent, but more so just the pedigree of being around the game, having a dad as a coach who played the game. I don't think he's going to fear the moment at all, but it's going to be a different animal for him.
No. Well, I feel like we got a taste week 1 with Oregon game. And he showed you, like, this stage, bro, it ain't too big. And he's going to give you everything he has. I tell you what, Todd, I don't know about you, but year after year, I watch this Auburn offense. And now this year, this group is a year older. They're not pushing people around like they used to push people around. And, last week was the first week when they really got the ground game going. Tulane, they did not. Oregon, they did not. They're going to have to run the football, and that's going to have to be part of Bo Nix too. He's going to have to run it, and because the passing concepts in this offense is not going to wow you, and it's not going to. They're not. If they throw the ball 30, 40 times, Auburn will lose this game. I don't see how they will win if they throw it that much.
That's my point too. You've got to just look back at the history of this Malzahn offense and what they've tried to do. They've only been successful when you have a quarterback who can run and create that numbers advantage. And I know he's not the best running quarterback that they've had in the system by a long shot, but he is capable enough to add that element so that you have to defend it and you have to be ready for it. So I think it's going to be a big key.
Yeah, but Pollack, how difficult is it going to be to run the ball against Texas A&M in that defensive line?
Very difficult. They got some grown-ups. They got some adults. And then, listen, Auburn's got – I know we talk about Auburn more, and their defensive line is probably better, but A&M inside is – they got some guys that are not movable objects. You want to see the Clemson game when ETN is not getting off and not running all over them. I mean, they got – I would say that A&M's front over the last 2 years is one of the most improved fronts in all of college football, with just their ability now to stop the run. And a couple years ago, they couldn't stop a nosebleed. So it's definitely going to be the biggest part of the game is these guys forcing the ball into the hand to opposing quarterbacks for Bo Nix to be able to try to go make plays. And here's the thing, with a loud crowd in his ear the whole time, harping down on him, ready to pounce on him. So I think A&M's front is more than capable of doing that.
Yeah, I don't think Auburn's going to win up front. I think they've got to create up front. And I think that's the difference. They've got to create a numbers advantage, whether, with Bo Nix at times and then optioning the ball out. They've got to create that numbers advantage because physically, from what we've seen so far, and I think you agree based off of what you've said, they're not going to line up and push these guys around at all. In fact, it's going to be just the other way. So they've got to out-scheme A&M to have a chance to win this game, I think.
Here's the good thing, though, for Auburn. Road teams are 6-1 in this series since Texas A&M joined the SEC. The only home team that won was Auburn last year. And if you remember that game, guys, Auburn snatched that game from Texas A&M in the fourth quarter. So
we don't even need to play the game, Allison, then. Just, those stats just tell us that don't play. Don't worry about it. It's over.
Exactly. Just look at the history.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, more analysis, download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. We'll see you there.